Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to change your life, start by changing your morning. That's right. Not your job, not your boss, not your circumstances. Your morning. Because how you begin your day sets the tone for how you live your life. And if your mornings are chaotic, distracted, and aimless, don't be surprised if your life starts to feel the same. Jim Rohn used to say, "Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day." And the morning. That's where those disciplines begin. If you want to create real, lasting change in your life, you have to begin with your mornings. The first hour of your day holds immense power. It's a window of opportunity, untouched by noise, distractions, or demands. What you do in that short window can either serve as a foundation for focus and clarity, or as a trapdoor into stress and disorder. Far too many people wake up and instantly hand their attention over to the outside world. Emails, notifications, social media, and endless distractions. The day starts in reaction mode, and once that momentum builds, it's hard to recover. But those who understand the value of their time guard their mornings like a treasure. They don't let the outside world dictate the tone of their day. They decide it for themselves. There is something powerful in choosing how to start the day. It builds a sense of control and self-respect. It's not just about being early or productive. It's about being centered and intentional. People often overlook the value of calm thinking, of deliberate choices in the morning. But this is where clarity is born. If you start with calm and purpose, you carry that energy forward into everything else you do. You'll make sharper decisions, react less emotionally, and use your time more wisely. It's not magic, it's habit. And this habit becomes the rhythm of a successful life. A strong start doesn't guarantee a perfect day, but it gives you the strength to respond better to what the day brings. Over time, that strength compounds. The right morning can give birth to the right mindset, and the right mindset can give you the life you've been working for. When you control your mornings, you start owning your day, and eventually, your destiny. Success doesn't arrive overnight, nor is it the result of one grand event. It's the product of small, consistent actions repeated over time. This is one of the core philosophies Jim Rohn preached, and it rings especially true when applied to your morning routine. Practicing simple disciplines, daily, without fail, it's a rhythm that compounds into remarkable results. These disciplines don't have to be complicated. It could be reading 10 pages of a good book, writing down 3 goals, or taking 10 minutes for quiet reflection. On their own, these actions may seem insignificant, but together and over time, they begin to build the structure of a more focused and intentional life. Every morning gives you a fresh chance to practice these disciplines. You can either let the opportunity pass by in laziness or distraction, or you can use it to sharpen your mind and build momentum. The difference between success and mediocrity often comes down to whether or not a person embraces these small, daily habits. The successful understand that repetition is the key. They don't wait for motivation. They rely on routine. They know that results are not about doing something once in a while, but doing it every single day, even when it's inconvenient. When you start your day with purpose, you are making a decision to lead rather than follow. That small act of discipline reinforces your identity. You begin to see yourself as someone who follows through, who respects their time, who builds their future through daily commitment. Over time, this mindset becomes second nature. It's no longer a matter of effort, it's who you are. That's the quiet, powerful beauty of a morning routine built on daily disciplines. It shapes not only what you do, but who you become. Most people wake up and immediately react to the world around them. They check their phones, scroll through notifications, and allow external forces to hijack their focus before they've even had a chance to think. This kind of start sets the tone for a day filled with distraction, stress, and lack of direction. On the other hand, people who live with purpose and create meaningful results understand the importance of being intentional, especially in the first moments of the day. When you begin your morning by making deliberate choices, you take control of your mindset and energy. You're no longer drifting, you're directing. Starting your day with intention means choosing what deserves your attention, and more importantly, what doesn't. You create space to focus on your values, your goals, and your priorities. Even something as simple as sitting in silence, planning your day, or setting a clear intention can shift your entire emotional and mental state. Instead of reacting to life, you begin responding with clarity. That difference can completely change the quality of your decisions, your relationships, and your ability to stay on track. Being intentional doesn't require hours of preparation or a rigid schedule. It simply means being awake, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. You show up for yourself first, before the noise of the world creeps in. You decide what matters and how you want to feel, act, and move through your day. With this sense of clarity, you become less influenced by distractions and more anchored in purpose. The practice of intentional mornings teaches you that you are the architect of your day. And when you learn to direct the first hour with intention, the rest of the day follows. That's the real power, choosing your direction before the world chooses it for you. The power of small habits often goes unnoticed in the rush of everyday life. People tend to look for big changes, dramatic breakthroughs, or sudden transformations. But those who understand how success is truly built know that greatness lies in the repetition of small, consistent actions. Morning habits, even the simplest ones, carry tremendous long-term power. Something as basic as writing down your goals, reading a few pages of an uplifting book, stretching your body, or sitting quietly in reflection can shape the direction of your entire life, if practiced daily. It's not about how big the habit is. It's about how consistently it's practiced. One positive action in the morning may not seem like much, but done over weeks, months, and years, it builds identity, discipline, and momentum. These routines set your mental tone, sharpen your thinking, and allow you to start the day with a clear head and steady emotions. They become a form of preparation, arming you to handle whatever the day throws your way. The most successful individuals aren't relying on motivation alone. They rely on habits that are automatic, reliable, and built into their routine. And those habits often begin the moment they wake up. The beauty of it is that anyone can start. You don't need money, a title, or special skills to stretch in the morning, to read something inspiring, or to plan your goals for the day. All you need is the will to begin and the commitment to keep showing up. Over time, those small habits stack up. They create strength, confidence, and focus. They make your life more intentional and less reactive. You don't need to change everything overnight. Just start with a few simple actions each morning. Let them grow. Let them guide you. That's where real transformation begins. There's a common misconception that a powerful morning routine must be extreme. Waking up at 4 a.m., working out for 2 hours, meditating for an hour, journaling, reading, and preparing a perfectly structured day. While that may work for a few, it's not necessary for most people. The truth is, your morning routine doesn't need to be intense. It just needs to be consistent. The strength of a routine lies not in its complexity, but in its repetition. The simple, steady practices you commit to each morning are far more valuable than any rigid or overwhelming plan that doesn't last. What matters is finding a rhythm that fits your life and fuels your purpose. If 5 minutes of focused breathing helps you center yourself, that's valuable. If writing down your top 3 goals keeps you focused, that's powerful. If reading 1 page of an inspiring book shifts your mindset, that's progress. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. It's about doing something every day that reinforces your commitment to becoming a better version of yourself. The mistake many people make is trying to do too much too quickly. They build a routine they can't maintain, and when they fall off, they quit altogether. But if you keep it simple and consistent, the results will come. Over time, these daily habits become part of who you are. They require less thought, less effort, and yet they deliver more clarity, confidence, and control. Success isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the right things regularly. A morning routine, no matter how simple, reminds you every day of your priorities and purpose. And when you start your day grounded in what matters most, you carry that clarity into everything else you do. Small, steady steps build strong foundations for a meaningful life. Each day presents you with a choice. Either you take control of it, or it takes control of you. This simple truth becomes clear when you look at the power of your mornings. The first part of your day is not just a routine, it's your launch pad. When you take charge of your morning, you give yourself the advantage. You begin with clarity, focus, and a sense of direction, instead of falling into chaos and distraction. That early momentum influences everything that follows, and more importantly, it puts you in command of your mindset and decisions. The idea isn't just about being productive, it's about stepping into leadership of your own life. The most successful people understand this. They don't wait to see how the day will unfold. They shape it from the very beginning. Whether it's 5 minutes of silence, a quick reflection, or a review of goals, these small actions remind you that you are in charge. You're not a passenger in your day, you're the driver. Letting the day run you means reacting to every demand, every distraction, every unexpected issue. But starting with intention means you already have a framework. You respond with more control, more grace, and less stress. That's the power of ownership. It creates a psychological edge, a quiet confidence that builds over time. You begin to trust yourself more because you see the results of your consistent actions. Over time, this daily practice of taking charge in the morning trains your mind to approach life with more purpose and less panic. It reminds you that your time is valuable, your energy is finite, and your focus is powerful. When you run the day instead of letting it run you, you become the architect of your success and the leader of your life.